Good evening, everyone. You know, we're in Tumwater. It's really late, and it just seemed like it would be interesting to film coming into Olympia. And Tumwater is where the old brewery is, and there are these Art Deco. They're really amazing. It says like Passage to the Northwest, and there are these Art Deco pink and turquoise totem poles, you know, from like the 30s with lights on them. We're kind of going by them now. And to the left is the old brewery. Up here on the corner is the old place where everybody from the brewery would go to drink after work. It's now been shut down since the brewery was bought out by Miller, and it was called the South Pacific, and the South Pacific sign was there until just a few weeks ago, but I only went there once. There was some crazy night when a really good friend named David George, who was a publisher of the Evergreen Free Press, a real wild man, called one night and said that Nirvana was going to be there or something. He knew those people. He was definitely an insider with all the bands around and everything, you know, because not just because he was a publisher, but he was also a really amazing artist and graphic designer and silkscreener and all kinds of other wonderful things. So we are now coming into, I believe that's where Rachel Corey's father worked at Sunset Insurance, which moved to Kansas, and I'm not really sure what's going on there. And if you don't know who Rachel Corey is, she was a martyr who went to the Evergreen State College, a student who was talked into going to Palestine, and she was run down by a bulldozer. Here's a kind of like cutesy little place up here. You know, little overpriced snacky things. And we're above the Capitol right now. We're going to be kind of coming down onto it. We're driving by some really leafy, beautiful neighborhoods. It's just there's not going to be enough street lighting to see it. Now, right here is the freeway. Wow, look at the moon. And it kind of goes down on either side, and we are now headed into, this is the old historic neighborhood that we have definitely taken some trips on before, definitely, but maybe not on a beautiful summer night such as this. A little midsummer night dream kind of night. Hope you're all doing really well out there. There's just so much going on. There's just so much to think about. Sometimes the quiet is nice, isn't it? Sort of gearing up for a few different vids in the future, and definitely thinking about Adam Parfrey a lot lately, a very good friend who was a publisher who recently died, and it really took everyone by great surprise. He was very mavericky, kind of the bad boy of publishing, but I just feel very blessed to have known him, and of course sad, very sad that he died. And it's interesting because in a lot of ways, his whole background, his whole family was sort of the enemy, as it were. Like, I found out his father went to the New School for Social Research. His father, I can't remember his father's first name at the moment, but if you look up Parfrey, his dad was in Planet of the Apes. His father played Maximus, the ape who wore glasses, and, you know, went to school once again with all of those people, and just kind of a very wonderful person himself, but definitely from that milieu, you know. And so I suppose we were strange bedfellows in a way, because I was always looking at these things going, oh no, more cultural Marxism, and yet he was giving such a good historical perspective. He didn't realize he was, with these old handbills and the art and just all of these things from like the 30s or 40s, 50s, of the artwork and the theater and just the whole agenda itself. But he had given me an amazing book when we finally did meet, and I really want to film it and show it to you. It's a great big, you know, it's like a hardcover, really end-all be-all book about the Illuminati background of our forefathers, and it's not even really like a conspiracy book. It's a real it's a real actual book. You know, it looks just rather quiet tonight, doesn't it? It's interesting. We'll just continue on this glorious night when all the leaves have just burst out on the trees. My goodness. Want to ride?